Potato! Welcome, boys and girls and the new people, to the Potato Army. Well, we've got loads of people to the Potato Army now. We are currently on 1,010 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. But today's video is a bit different. We are explaining the Luxie series. I did say I was going to do this a while ago, but I never really found the time to go back and watch all of the episodes in chronological order, whatever it is. But Crypt TV did release one where it is in order, so if you ain't seen the Luxie series, I definitely recommend watching it. It's a really cool horror series, like I said, from Crypt TV. That's where I do all my reactions to horror films and stuff like that, and they just seem to be getting better. But I remember when it first ended, a lot of people were telling me that didn't understand it, neither did I. But what I've done is I've gone back, watched the series about 2 or 3 times over, I think. And yeah, I'm going to try and explain it as the best I can. I'm going to have like the movie playing in the background while I'm explaining it. But what it quickly is, it's based on a creature called the Luxie. And he seems to warn his victims with a note. Yes, I've actually gone the distance and done the note itself. So if you yourself cannot release, then it will come to take a piece. That's what the people find written before the Luxie comes to them, and they have to obviously release whatever that pain there is hiding from. So yeah, before we get into the explanation of this series, if you can please smash that like button, that would be absolutely amazing. Let's have 20 likes. I will be live streaming as well later, because you guys have absolutely been smashing the support on the live streams. So yeah, make sure you turn on that notification bell after you've hit the big red subscribe button and join the Potato Army today, because it's absolutely amazing. We've hit 1,000 subscribers. We're getting close to the watch time as well, thanks to how supportive the live streams have been. And yeah, the charity stream will be coming soon as well. I'm not too sure what I'll be doing at 2,000 subscribers, but I'll let you guys know about it when it gets a bit closer to that. But yeah, like I said, smash that like button for 20 likes, and let's get into explaining the Luxie series. The series opens up inside of a school gym where we see 13 children who have died inside the gym, and it says that they have been poisoned. And as we all know, 13 is a really unlucky number. And then obviously it switches to where a load of people have come to show their condolences. There might be people all from the town, but then it switches to the 2 of the characters in the story, Jenny and Daniel. Then we can see that Daniel looks over at Marlene, who is shown in previous episodes, and the way he stares at her and they both smile at each other is showing a way that they have had some sort of affair or relationship. And the way Jenny sees them looking at each other, she gets really uncomfortable, as you can tell by her body language, and moves away from them. It then does a quick cut to the scene where we see a mysterious man looking over the funeral for all the children, and this might be hinting that he has been tied in with the deaths of all the 13 children. It then shows a really close-up picture at one of the children in the funeral. I think it was the main one who was opened up on the scene, who fell to the floor. Shows that his mother was a police officer, and then we see her obviously at the crime scene picking up the numbers of all the 13 children, and then she stops at number 4, which most probably is the number of her child. She then finds a piece of scrambled paper upon the floor, which then does read, "If you yourself cannot release, then it will come to take a piece." So obviously this is showing that she has something to hold on to, which obviously would be her son. In a way, it's a bit mean for the Luxie, because obviously it's hard to let go of someone really close to you in your family, being your son, your mum, your dad. And obviously it's only been about 2 days, but obviously for the Luxie that just must mean that that's enough time to mourn someone, and she just can't seem to let go of his death. She then hears a few things moving around, and we find out that it's the mysterious man who was looking over at the funeral. And as soon as she sees him, she decides to run up to the attic, where she'll find a red glove, which we find to be that is used by the Luxie. That's what the Luxie wears, and obviously it's been set out by some candles too, so it looks like it has just been summoned, or someone has summoned it. but it sort of looks like some summon of a demon sort of spell or something like that, because there's a big chance of it being summoned, as the death of 13 children seems to be like really traumatic for a lot of people, and it's a lot of deaths and a really big tragedy. So maybe that could have been the power that has been able to summon this Luxie. Maybe the mysterious man summoned him. We'll soon find out. The Luxie then does show himself to the police officer, and then all of a sudden the mysterious man grabs her and takes her away out of the attic. And obviously the Luxie isn't going to be happy about this, so obviously, because she's got away, he slashes up his face and obviously lifts him into the air and then drags him away behind the curtain of the gym. But it doesn't kill him, as we see him later on in the series. Maybe he's an assistant, but how he summoned him and stuff, but he could be an assistant for the Luxie, and how he summoned them by obviously killing them children. As we then see him get dragged away, we see a pocket watch fall onto the floor, which we see the Luxie grab really quickly as the police officer goes to get away. But then we suddenly see the mysterious man once again writing the note on the back of a bathroom door, which we do see Jenny run into after the man leaves. So I think this one was episode 1 it started, so I think it's technically like episode 2. But the Luxie must have some sort of power, because he knows where that would end up and what specific stall she was going to end up in, so where the man knew where to write the note. So obviously she saw that and then know what she'd have to get rid of. But he must have some sort of time travelling or looking into the future sort of power, because obviously he knows where they'll be and what they have to obviously get rid of. As soon as Jenny enters the stall, she notices the note on the door, which obviously does say, if you yourself cannot release, then it will come to take a piece. That obviously means to be the Luxie's motto. And as soon as she reads this, she starts to fiddle with her ring, and then so obviously this means that the thing she has to get rid of is the marriage between her and her husband, which he must be a cheating husband, so I think he's been having an affair with Marlene, who he was staring at the funeral, and another person who we also see in a later episode of the series. And while she's fiddling with her ring, she sort of has like a sort of flashback back to when her husband Daniel proposed to her, but then she finally snaps out of it and realises that's in the past, and she turns around and goes to flush her ring into the toilet, but then she suddenly stops when she hears a loud bang in the bathroom, so that's possibly the Luxie coming into the bathroom. But when she did come into the bathroom as well, she did look scared, but I don't think that was from the Luxie, because the Luxie was literally in the bathroom with the mysterious man a few seconds before, unless he teleported. But in my opinion, I don't think it was a Luxie. Maybe it could have been Daniel, her husband, who went crazy or something, I don't know. But as she's shocked by the bang, she then turns around and sees the Luxie shoes, who are maybe the most cleanest shoes I've ever seen. So this demon takes really, really good time to make sure he looks good before he obviously chops people up. I mean, what other demon do you know that does that? I know none. Like, the only demon that are dirty are like Freddy and stuff. But then you got insidious demons that are just weird. But then obviously looking over the stall, she sees no Luxie, but then when she does look back, his shoes are still there, and then obviously he is looking over to see what she's doing, to see whether she got rid of the ring or not. But then as soon as she sees this, it sends her into a frenzy, trying to wash away the wedding ring, and she doesn't seem to flush it away. I think she drops it down the toilet but doesn't flush it. So the Luxie obviously comes in, messes her up, and then we find out that she's all like sort of mangled up, and he's taken one of her hands, which is I think maybe the wedding hands that she had her wedding finger on, and then in another hand she's got her wedding ring. But like the way he messed her up, thank God she already had a wedding. She would not be doing a wedding dance anytime soon. How messed up he has made her in that bloody toilet. We then move on to episode 2, which is technically episode 3 of the series, which is called The Mistress's Mind, where the scene starts up straight away with Marlene staring into a mirror at a picture of Jenny and Daniel. And she also looks on the back of it, and that also has the note of the look-see: if you yourself cannot release them, will come to take a piece. So obviously the thing she's got to get rid of is obviously the thing in her mind thinking that she can get Daniel away from her wife and obviously take over as Jenny as his wife. So I suppose that's why this episode is called The Mistress's Mind, because that's her plan to get rid of Jenny and replace her. But then she goes ahead and tears the picture up, tearing Jenny out of the picture and putting Daniel back onto the mirror, and then sort of putting herself into the picture with Daniel, where it's not an actual picture because she's an absolute freak. But tearing up that picture obviously shows that she is not willing to let go of trying to get him away from Jenny. So the look-see is obviously not going to be happy about that, and we know how the look-see gets when nobody can learn to take away that part of their mind. She then hears noises in the house, thinking it's Daniel, because the way she's dressed, it looks like she's looking for like a saucy night or something. Hot steamy night, we never know. But she doesn't seem shocked by the noises, so she goes into the other rooms thinking it's Daniel. We suddenly see the look-see move from one room to another, but still she's not shocked by it. She thinks it's Daniel playing a bit of hide and seek. But what sort of grown man plays hide and seek while wearing a suit with a stitched up face? But then as she goes to head to the bathroom, he then comes around the door of the bedroom, and then she can tell straight away it's not Daniel. Then he teleports straight behind her, and that sends her into the bathroom, which is always a great place to hide in my opinion, because that's where nearly everybody dies. Why would you hide in the bathroom? There's nowhere to escape. So obviously all the windows are shut in the bathroom. Don't know why, because why would you really want steamy windows? You want a bit of air blowing in. But she decides to hide in the bathtub. What a stupid place to hide. I mean, seriously. Why would you hide in a bathtub out of all places? But then she seems that it goes too quiet, so she moves the curtain to see how it all looks. Then she goes ahead and finds the bathroom door is open, and then goes to open it a bit more, but then all of a sudden the curtain swings shut, and then before we know it we see Marlene decapitated with no head. As I said, she couldn't release herself from her mind where she wanted to take away Jenny from the picture, and obviously that's what she couldn't release. So the look-see took that part from her, which is her mind, Mistress's Mind as the episode's called. So he wouldn't take the brain or the top of their head, he literally took the whole goddamn head. We then go into the next episode where we see the mysterious man on the roof, and you can hear a ticking of the watch which was given to him by the look-see. Maybe this watch is a symbol to become their assistant, and it's on a notepad as well, so maybe that's what he's been using to write the notes in and give to the victims and pretty much warn them that the look-see is coming. But it seems like he has reached the point of helping the look-see, and the only way he knows how to end it, he jumps off the roof and ends up killing himself, and he has like half a face and pretty much like a top of his head's gone. I don't know ever what happens when your face smashes off the floor from a great height, but half of his face is gone, and he still seems to be smiling, because I suppose that's why the dude doesn't have a name, because he's a mysterious man and he's a mysterious freak by the looks of it. But he ended up chucking himself off the roof and killing himself, and obviously letting go of what the look-see had hold of him, and also the pocket watch stops ticking. So obviously the look-see has to find a new assistant or helper, and then it switches back to Jenny as soon as she wakes up in the bathroom, obviously all mangled up, but she wakes up somehow. But then it suddenly switches her to the hospital, where she wakes up realising what the look-see has done to her. She has taken his hand, he has taken her hand, obviously broken her legs because the way she was mangled up inside of that toilet, but she seems to have been woken up for a reason. The Luxie must also have some other powers, because obviously he can teleport and obviously like go into the future and see stuff, but he must also have a power to take people into like a dream reality or dimension, because as soon as Jenny wakes up and then she turns around and sees all the machines are off that she's connected to, and then suddenly Daniel enters the room sitting onto the bed, and then she seems shocked by it. I don't know whether because obviously he was chased now when she went into the bathroom, or God knows, or he's meant to be dead. But as Daniel reaches out, we see the Luxie's hand instead of Daniel, and then it switches back to Daniel where he's smiling, but both of his eyes are missing. So maybe his problem that he couldn't let go of was maybe the wandering eye, where he had an affair and looking at other women and stuff. So maybe the Luxie took his eyes and went full Jeepers Creepers style on him. Because, I mean, what's the Luxie going to use eyes for? He doesn't even have eyes on his own face, so I don't know what he's going to do with them eyeballs. He most probably keeps them in a jar like Cain from See No Evil. But then she suddenly turns away from Daniel after seeing his missing eyes from his face. And then on the other side of the bed we see the Luxie, where his mouth opens up and a hand also comes out of his mouth. I don't know what sort of strange stuff this guy is into, but the mouth drops the pocket watch at the bed of Jenny. So maybe this is revealing that the watch picks the assistant for the Luxie, because obviously the Luxie needs help to pick people who are next and stuff. But maybe they can only be picked as an assistant if they choose to pick up the watch and take it. But she doesn't decide to take the watch. She stabs him in the throat with a fork, and then he seems to be trying to escape her instead of her trying to escape him. But as he's writhing away, he falls to the floor. Then she's dragging herself across the floor as her legs don't work and tries to stab him in the head with a knife. But then he is whisked away by an unforeseen force, and then it switches back to Jenny sitting on the bed. She then picks up the watch, but then as soon as she picks it up, she seems to go back to normal time or normal reality, as the machines that she's connected to are back on. She then had a flashback once again, where it seems like they're sitting at a table, and the way they are, it looks like she's just found out that he has been cheating, and I think, I can't remember what it's called, like in law terms, I think it's like infidelity or something, but it seems like she's just found out what he's been up to. But this scene must be before the school, as she hands Daniel the ring, but he steps up and walks away. So maybe this is obviously her finding it really, really hard to leave the marriage, because she seems to still be with him at the funeral of the 13 children at the school gym. So maybe she never found the courage to actually leave him. But then it switches back to Jenny with the watch, and the watch is all of a sudden going backwards. Maybe this is a thing about looking things into the past, like things she can't let go of. So maybe that's what the pocket watch represents. Maybe not people letting go of the past, and not obviously letting go of what they were what they don't want to let go of. But then all of a sudden, as she's looking at the watch, the fork drops onto her bed with a load of blood. Then the Luxie is sitting there in front of her. But I suppose this is a good thing, because we find out as well that the Luxie can bleed. So as in many films, if it bleeds we can kill it, i.e. Arnold Schwarzenegger saying to the Predator in the first film, if it bleeds we can kill it. And then obviously Batman saying to Superman, do you bleed? Because if you can, you're gonna die. But I suppose it's a easy feeling that maybe possibly this Luxie can be killed if done right. But like Jenny, she stabbed him in the throat with a fork. 0 forks given, in my opinion. But then it seems to switch from Jenny from that episode then into the next episode. Seems to start with a new chapter where we see a young girl who's called Camille, where she's drowned in a lake or a pond, or who God knows, the sea, but it's most probably a lake. And then we see her father sitting at a table, and we can see that he's struggling to let go of her death, because it must be her birthday, because he's made a cake for her, all beautifully done, like perfect cake. He's eating a part of the cake. Can't believe he hasn't even waited for her to come back to start eating the cake. That's just greedy. But he's left with a piece out on the table, and he's also looking through photographs and pictures. So obviously he's finding it really, really hard to also let go of the death of his daughter. But as he's looking through the pictures, he stumbles across a note which also says, "If you yourself cannot release, then we will come to take a piece." It's sort of some sort like a nursery rhyme, but he seems like he knows what it means. Maybe there's word been passed around what happens when you see that note, but he seems really shocked when he sees the note, so he must know what's going on. But obviously by being shocked, he drops some cake on the floor, but you can't leave a piece of cake on the floor. We all know what the rule is, the 5-second rule, you can't leave that. But as soon as he picks the cake up off the floor, his daughter Camille is standing there, so obviously the Luxie as well can obviously take form of another person. He then decides to chase after Camille because the door starts to close, and he searches into a few rooms, but then he searches a closet, or as we call in the UK, a wardrobe. Closet just sounds weird to me, but he looks into the wardrobe where he finds a red ribbon in the closet wardrobe at the bottom. I keep going to say closet because I got it written down for some reason. I should have wrote wardrobe. Then he enters another room because the door slowly opened up behind him, so obviously you gotta go and check what it is because the door just doesn't open on itself. It must be the wind. We gotta find some sort of explanation. But the room is empty, but as when we do come to the scene, we do see the Luxie back in the wardrobe behind him, just staring at him. Don't know how he can stare because he's got no eyeballs. He's like the bloody pale man out of bloody Pan's Labyrinth. But as he goes to shut the door, the Luxie ends up obviously being there, obviously transporting once again because he's such a magical being. He has magic powers, he must be a wizard. But then the father obviously runs back into the kitchen trying to get rid of the items that remind him of his daughter, so i.e. the cake, the photos. But obviously with the Luxie coming into the room, he doesn't seem to get rid of them all. Stupid idea, man. I don't even know if the Luxie would still come to attack him, whether he was trying to get rid of the stuff, where I don't think it's fair if he did attack him, because it's like, I'm trying to get rid of them, leave me alone, don't come in. But he decides to hide under the table. Don't know who he is. I don't know if he thinks it's Matilda or something, but there's no way you're bloody pulling yourself to the top of that bloody table so he can't see you underneath it. But we then see once again his mighty fine shiny shoes. This demon really does take time looking the part for the demon and to take souls, but he's got to look mighty clean with those shoes. And I like his walk. His walk is unique. But we see him walking around the table, and then he steps onto something, most probably a chair, unless he can do a really big step and then step onto the table without falling off and landing onto his arse. But as the Luxie walks on, the father looks down and sees a red ribbon. Then he has some sort of breakdown. He starts crying and shaking, and he just freezes and he can't do nothing. And then one of the I'm not sure what it is that you put on the table. It's like a cloth, but I don't know what you call it. Some sort of like posh thing, I don't know. But one of the sides lift up, and as he goes to see what it is, the Luxie is staring him right in the face. As at least this demon, he cleans up and he looks you in the face before he kills you. That, even though he has no eyes, but he looks you dead in the face. So it shows that he's a badass. He's like, no matter what, I'm going to look you in the face while I kill you. But then after that, it shows the red ribbon being snatched from the father's hand, and then it shows that the dad has also been decapitated with both of his arms gone. So maybe this is showing that he wasn't as loving as he was meant to be, and maybe it's some sort of saying like you didn't protect your child with your arms, should have been protecting her. And also his head was turned backwards, which could be saying that he wasn't watching her, is how she drowned, because obviously her dad weren't watching her. A bit like in Friday the 13th, how the counsellors weren't watching Jason and he drowned. Maybe that's the sort of thing it's saying. But with the arms, it's most probably saying that he didn't love her as much when she was alive, didn't show that he loved her, or that he didn't protect her. It then switches to Jenny, who's back at the table where we saw her with her husband, where she gave her the ring. but this time she's now in a wheelchair, and then it reveals that Jenny is now the one writing the notes for the Luxie. So obviously this must mean that she is part, maybe being the new assistant of the Luxie like the mysterious man was. Right then guys, that was the story of all the 5 episodes of the Luxie so far. I've tried to explain what happened in the episodes as much as I can, but they seem to leave little clues in there, but maybe they'll reveal a lot more in season 2 when it does come back, because I can't wait for it, because Crypt TV are absolutely amazing. I can't wait to get them back to react to their videos. But if you could hear rustling and all of that, it's because I've taken down notes to like sort of read from. But I've also written down an analysis of the series of what it could be. If you have any sort of things to say, what you might think the Luxie is, or what the series represents, or if the deaths are different in your opinion or something like that, let me know in the comment section, or drop us a message over on Twitter to give me your opinion and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to jump into the analysis of what I think the small things of this series was. Altogether, I think the Luxie can be called a demon, as obviously he looks just like a demon. He's got a stitch up face with some horrible hands, but he's maybe the most sharp dressed demon I've ever seen. He's got shiny shoes with a nice suit, but also being a demon, he has powers that obviously no one else has. Obviously teleporting, maybe even being able to tell time in the future and the past, because not knowing where people are going to be at a certain point in time, and also body forming, taking the shape of someone, like he took the shape of Carmille, so he could show her father what obviously he's got to let go of. Also, what brought the Luxie to this world? Maybe it could have been from the mysterious man summoning him through the tragedy of all the children. Maybe you needed a big tragedy to happen, because that's how a lot of demons apparently come through, when a big tragedy or loads of deaths happen. And we might have got this from the 13 children, and also 13 being an unlucky number, so maybe the mysterious man summoned this Luxie for maybe his own reasons. Yeah, it then tests and tries to help them let go. In a weird way, it does try and sort of help them, because they've got to let go of what they have, otherwise they're going to destroy themselves from too much of it, or thinking about it too much, like the mistress's mind with Marlene, how she just kept trying to ruin the marriage, and that's never a good thing when you try to ruin someone's marriage and stuff like that. And it seemed to kill every single one of their victims other than Jenny. Maybe the Luxie knew what was going to happen with the mysterious man obviously killing himself, so maybe he left her a bit alive, because she looked mangled up, but maybe he didn't kill her fully, as he knew he would need a new assistant in Jenny. And also, what I did realise as well, the pocket watch is shaped of an eye, like the sort of thing out of a series of unfortunate events. It's shaped like an eye, and I think it just means a symbol for the Luxie, as obviously you can tell he has no eyes on his face, so maybe that's what the pocket watch represents, maybe the assistant being the eyes of the Luxie. And also, the last thing of this series, we never see Daniel actually die. Maybe he could have possibly summoned the demon, maybe to do with his marriage not ending with his wife. Maybe he become the Luxie, because both actors are played by the same guy, which I never knew, but I had to look into it. They're both played by the same person, so maybe that's tied into it. But maybe he did just die, I mean, and they never showed it, we don't know. Because at the start of episode 1, we do see Daniel with no eyes straight away. But I reckon them being played by the same actor is a really big thing. Maybe I'll find a lot more out in season 2. But that was the best I could explain the Luxie series. Maybe we'll know more in season 2, like I said, with Daniel being played by the same actor. Because I think that's sort of a cool thing, how it's played by the same actor, so maybe it's the same person. But that's the best I could have explained it. If you guys saw anything or know anything that I missed, let me know in the comment section, or over on Twitter, like I said before. You can find all my links down below to Twitter, down below. But yeah, if you saw anything that I didn't, please let me know, guys. I absolutely love this Luxie series. And I thought I'd just try and explain it a bit more because you guys absolutely spoiled that series when I reacted to it. I'll leave all the links down below to the reaction videos to every single episode of Luxie, and also a link to Crypt TV. So please definitely check them out because they're amazing. It's an amazing channel with amazing horror content. It's all brand new horror content. A few big films have come from Crypt TV, like well, not like Crypt TV, but like based on that sort of thing with short horror movies like Lights Out and stuff like that. And Momo, I think, was one as well. But yeah, Crypt TV, amazing. Please definitely check them out. But I can't wait for season 2 of Luxie, and also like season 3 of Sunny Family Court. Sunny Family Court is maybe one of the best short horror movie series I've ever seen, and I need to hurry up and get that out because I absolutely loved Sunny Family Court. But yeah, like I said, if you found anything in that I didn't see, please let me know and let all the potato men know, because we can't come together and explain what this Luxie is. Obviously he's a demon, but it's the most smart dressed demon I will ever see. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed this explanation video about the Luxie, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button and join the Potato Men Army. Don't forget to turn that notification bell as well, because I will be live streaming later after I've edited this up. But yeah, I've been dominating SPUD. I love you, Potato Men Army. And like always, don't forget to stay starchy.